Before the photocopier was invented in the 1930s, diagrams were copied out by blueprinting. Paper was treated with a mixture of two soluble iron salts. The original diagram, on tracing paper, was laid on top and left in sunlight. A blue precipitate formed in the lit areas, leaving white lines in a blue background. It is possible to work out which substances are needed to make a particular precipitate, and also to work out what precipitate will form when two solutions are mixed together. Consider the precipitation reaction we looked at in the previous lesson. Lead nitrate plus potassium iodide forming lead iodide and potassium nitrate. The ions from the soluble salts have swapped. Lead iodide forms when lead ions and iodide ions meet. Potassium nitrate forms when potassium ions and nitrate ions meet. All nitrates are soluble, so potassium nitrate does not form a precipitate. However, most lead salts are insoluble, so lead iodide forms a precipitate. This table helps you to predict the formation of a precipitate when two named solutions are mixed together. For example, when solutions of copper chloride and potassium hydroxide are mixed. Copper chloride plus potassium hydroxide, you'll form copper hydroxide and potassium chloride. All common potassium salts and most chlorides are soluble, so potassium chloride does not form a precipitate. Most hydroxides are insoluble according to the table, so copper hydroxide is likely to form a precipitate. Barium sulfate is given to patients to help in diagnosing problems with their intestines. Like bone, barium sulfate is opaque to X-rays, which means that X-rays do not pass through it and are absorbed. The patient swallows a drink called a barium meal, which contains barium sulfate. X-ray photographs are then taken as the barium sulfate passes through the patient's digestive system. The barium sulfate shows up as white on X-ray photographs. Barium sulfate is used for barium meals, but most barium salts are toxic. However, barium sulfate is insoluble, and this prevents it from entering the blood. This makes it safe to swallow.